Remember, perimeter is the distance around a polygon. We find the perimeter by adding all the outside edges. So, first example, find the perimeter of the rectangle. We only have two sides labeled, but remember, for rectangles, opposite sides are equal. So, we also have another side that is 20 and another side that is 15. So, for perimeter, we need to add all the sides. So, we have two sides that are 20 and two sides that are 15, and we'll add those up. And we'll keep the unit, so 70 feet. Find the perimeter of the polygon. All the sides are labeled, and so for perimeter, we just need to add them up. So we have one side that is 10, a 7, 12, and 7, and we add. So 14, 15, 16. So we get 36 feet. Let's look at one more example, an application problem. How much gutter would be needed to go around this house? First, we have to decide what kind of math problem it is. Because of where the gutter would go, it would go around the house, then it is perimeter. So it doesn't say the word perimeter, but you have to decide that because of where it goes. So for a perimeter problem, we're going to add up all the outside edges. They did not give us two of the edges, so we have to figure those out. One trick that can be used is to make dotted lines and make a rectangle. So if we make a dotted line here, then we know that this entire side over here is 48 feet because it's opposite this side. The smaller side with the blue dot is 30 because its opposite side is 30. So to get the smaller side up here, if we take the whole length 48 and subtract off this part, which is 30, 48 minus 30 will give us 18 for one of our missing sides. And we have one other side that we need, this one. So we can go to rectangles here. The entire length would be 60 because it would match the side down here. And this blue dotted on the inside here is going to be 24 because it will match the 24 up top. So if we take 60 for the whole length minus the 24, gives us 36 feet for this length. Now we can add up all the outside edges. So we have 24 plus 18 plus 36, 30, 60, and 48. And we'll add all those. 216 feet of gutter will be needed. Circumference is the distance around a circle. We find circumference with a formula. We have two formulas, and it depends on what we are giving. C equals 2 times pi times r, or C equals pi times d. So it depends on what we're given in our problem. For the first one, if we're given radius, radius is the distance from the center to the outside edge. So if we're given radius in the problem, we would use the first formula, C equals 2 times pi times r. If we're given the diameter, so the distance all the way across the circle through the center, then we would use the formula C equals pi times d. For pi, we're going to use a decimal approximation of 3.14. Pi is a decimal that continues on forever, but we will round it to 3.14, and that is why we have used the wavy lines. It's approximate. It is not exact because we've rounded. Let's look at an example. Find the circumference of a circle with radius equals 4 feet. So we need the first formula because it has radius. So we have our formula, and first we'll substitute the 4 into the r. Usually you leave the pi symbol until last because once you substitute it, then it's an approximation. It's no longer exact. And that's feet. Right? Also, you can go ahead and multiply your whole numbers here. 2 times 4 is 8. It is still exact if you do that. So that is an exact answer. If we want an approximate answer, we will substitute the pi. Once you do that, you should use the approximation symbols. So 8 times 3.14. And we'll do it on this side. And then into decimal places. So this is 25.12 feet. Let's look at one more example. Find the circumference of a circle with diameter equal 10 feet. This time we'll use the formula C equals pi times d because we were given diameter. So we will substitute the 10 into the d. So we have C equals pi times 10 feet. This is still exact, 10 pi feet. As soon as we substitute pi, it will become an approximation. So we have 3.14 times 10 feet. If you remember the shortcut of multiplying by a power of 10, the 0 in 10 just moves the decimal one place to the right. So that gives us 31.4 feet.